Hello everyone, Ceri the Crafter here, that's C-E-R-I the Crafter, and it's week 13 of the challenge. Well, I really can't believe where this time is going, I swear to goodness. So yeah, week 13, we're getting there. We're just over a quarter of the way through, but still, it's a good one. So let's have a little bit of a look at the prompts. Hopefully that's focused in for you. So there you go. Prompts, went through my craft workshop and found everything except one thing, a ticket stub of any kind. I've run out of ticket stubs, so I've had to be a little bit creative with it, but you know, that's what this challenge is all about, thinking outside the box. Just wanted to say a quick hello and hugs and highs and everything to a couple of people that I've got comments from last week. Karma Lee Nash, hi. Patricia Cummings, Millicent O'Neill, and Tuesday Turner, hello, hello, hello. As I said, I'm going to try and endeavour to answer all the comments in the comments so that I don't spend so much time doing it during the videoing. So I've got my regular bits of kit here, tear ruler, scissors, glue stick of choice, smoother, and obviously a glue book where we will move after the glue book. Right, let's push this over to one side because I know that's where it can be seen because I always check my video before I start. And let's run through the things I found and then I'll explain the bit I struggled with. So first prompt is a photograph. So I found this little photograph of two women paddling. I found this woman photograph, I think she's a famous artist in history, can't remember her name, and it was from a magazine, so I don't know where it comes from. And I have this one, which is a picture of a sleeping tiger I took in a zoo a long while ago. Not sure he's going to be used, but who knows. So that's the photograph element sorted. A geometric shape. Now I thought I don't want to do the obvious, so I went through some books that I had, and there's geometric shapes in these, so I thought, you know, that's good enough for me. I'm going to use those as my geometric shapes. Something you see through a window. Well, I found this image which I really liked, which was a reflection of a garden. So when you were in there, you'd be seeing out of the window, and that's what you'd be seeing. So I thought it was quite clever, and I'm going to keep to that. I like that one. So that's my window. Lines. Okay, lines a little bit tricky. I thought let's stay away from the obvious. I found this image and it's obviously got lines in it, and I really like that, and I think the colour scheme of this spread is probably going to be earthy sort of tones anyway, so happy to have found that one. What else? Right, this is the one that really stumped me. Really stumped me. Sorry about this bright line, but the sun is coming in and out, and you know what? I'm happy to see it, so I'm certainly not going to avoid the sunshine. A ticket stub of any kind. I've run out of tickets. I've been through absolutely everything I have. I have no tickets of any sort left in this craft cave of mine. I've got rubber stamps that can make them, but I thought, you know, I want to do that. So I went through my ephemera and I found this tag, which I made. I think I made this on one of my previous videos a while back, and it's got ticket stubs on it. I went, right, okay, let's see how I can incorporate this into this. And also I believe this is one of my digitals, which is one of my digital tag background kits from my Etsy store. I thought, good time to highlight that as well. So that's just the digital printed out, put it onto cardstock, a couple of elements, bang, there it is. So right, let's put that one to one side as well. As I said, I've got an idea for that one. The bonus is typewriter text. Well, I've got this bit of typewriter text and this bit of typewriter text, so luckily enough I had that prompt as well. I then went through my stuff and thought, right, let's see what other little elements, just in case I want to decorate it and take things to another level. So I found this lovely piece that I'd obviously clipped out of a magazine at some point. I love this, so I think this is probably going to be one of the backgrounds I build upon. I actually found this in my stash and I thought, you know what, there's lines in here because of the planks. If I'm going with that theme, that bit of wallpaper called to me. I like that little strip. Geometric shapes. Yeah, it's a paint palette, but the geometric shapes are as eyeshadows. And then I found some little bits of furniture, which, you know, I like my little bits of furniture as clippings. And those are geometric. And I found this thing of cushions or fabric swatches, so I'd have to cut them so they're not serrated edged, but I might use those as well. So those are things I'm going to look at as well. So quite a lot going on here. Now, before I start, I need to address the issue of what I want to do with the tag. Now, the tag to me fits beautifully there. And I'm thinking I'd do what I would do in a journal and make it a flip out. So to do that, I'm going to have to make a hinge of some sort. So I've got some page from a book, which is a bit firmer than coffee dyed paper. So it might come under some duress at some point if it's opened and closed a lot. So I'm just going to tear this down so it's just shorter than the height of my tag. And then it's only going to be a hinge, so I probably need, I think, probably about 1.5 inches. I can't imagine it needs to be that big, to be honest. And I'm going to put something over the top of the hinge anyway. But I just wanted to make sure they had something and it was secure. So if you've not seen this done before, all you basically do is fold the piece of paper in half that you're going to use. Give it a good run down with my thumbnail. I do have a bone folder here, but oh, there it is. I was going to say, but I don't know where it is. Bone folder. For any newbies out there, bone folders are really good because they enable you to give a nice sharp crease to things without putting too much duress or stress on your hands. So now I have my hinge, and this hinge will get attached to the inside of this, and then it'll hinge in and out. So I'm going to deal with that in a minute. But first of all, I need to stick this down. Now, as this is paper and it's not shiny, and this is paper and it's not shiny, I'm just going to go with glue stick. It's not like this is a journal that's going to be open and closed all the time and written on. Wow, that sun's getting bright. Loving that. Welcome to Wales, people. Get your swimmer on. Yeah, very much doubt that. So, right. So it's really important that I get the edge of this paper flush with the edge of my tag. There you go, because when I open it, I want it to open smoothly. So let's fold it over before I put my glue stick on my stuff on top of that again. So just press that down. Now I'm going to put something on the inside of this. Just so, wow, that sun really is getting bright. Sorry if it's messing up the exposure, but there isn't a lot I can do about that at the moment. I've started and I have to go on now because I can't stop halfway through. Right. I'm going to take one of these geometric shape pages that I've got, and I'm going to tear down because I want to conceal the hinge. Not totally, just enough. So let's take the bottom off that as well. So that's a good thing about doing this collage challenge. I can't speak again, people. I've lost the will. And that is that it's for you. I mean, I've had a few comments from people going, oh, I'm really nervous to start. And I'm like, you know what? Just go for it, guys. This is purely for you. I mean, unless you're going to gift this to someone at the end of the whole process, no one is going to see it unless you want to show it to them. I mean, you've seen several of us are making YouTubes of this as we go along. That's because we do YouTubes. And why wouldn't I take the opportunity to share my creations with you all? But you don't have to. This is something you just do for the sheer joy of it. As I said to one of the followers in a comment, it's my mindful way of just taking a time out each week. And I love that. Absolutely love that. Right. This will eventually then be hinged onto here. But I want to do a little bit of concealing along there. As you can see, the tag has already got a bit of vintage photo on it. So I'm just going to come down here just to tie it all in and cover up that whiteness. So there you go. I don't mind if it's a little darker than the rest. It's just, it gives me a little something. Now I'm thinking at this point I need to address what I'm putting on here. Now I did toy with the idea of putting the photograph on here, but I think the photograph's a little large for there, and I think I've got another idea for that. This was too small, so I think what I'm really going to do is I'd quite like to put the window there, and I think if I put the window there, when you open this up, then you've got a little concealed window, and I think that's a cute idea. Now I'm not going to tear the edges of this for another reason, because if I've cut this with a sharp edge, in my mind, it's yet another geometric shape. It's a rectangle. So there you go. So how are we all doing out there in the world as we see it today? Britain is warming up. We are definitely heading towards spring. I think we're officially in spring, to be honest, but as far as nature goes, I think we're warming up to spring, so I'm happy with that. I think my favourite times of the year are spring and fall. I'm not a huge person for a lot of heat in the summer, although I used to live in Australia, so that's a bit of a contradiction, and I used to actually work on the cruise ships and spend half of my year in the Caribbean. Sounds lovely? Yeah, it was a nice job. However, what I didn't like was I didn't like the heat. Thank goodness cruise ships actually have air conditioning, because I probably would have died. That may be a bit dramatic, but you know where I'm going with this. Okay, so I think that's a nice little cute piece, and when that's on there, what I'm going to do is I'm now going to stick that down so that when I collage, I can collage all over the top of this hinge. So it's not that it's going to be invisible, but it's not going to be seen a lot. So let's come in and put oh, I put it on the wrong side. See, that's what happens when I'm talking. Let's see if I can take that off with a wet wipe. So, I had a feeling I was going to do that. Right, if I just wipe that away, that should be fine. It should be. If not, this is how to correct a mistake. So, right, I'm going to put a good amount of glue down there, lift it off the page, fold the hinge over, and then I'm going to attach this onto the edge of the collage page itself. Now, for those of you who don't do junk journaling or journaling, this may be something new, but to be honest with you, this is what I do in journals sometimes to actually give myself more writing space. So if I wasn't doing this collage and this was a journal, I might do this and call it a flip out, and then someone could have journaled on that if I wanted it to be a blank space. So just going to leave that open to dry off a bit, just while we look around and see what else I'm going to build on this page and how I'm going to build it. So, right, where's that big piece of paper I really liked? Okay, so I've got this and I've got this, and I don't mind both of them in the same spread. Which one needs to go where, I'm not sure. I quite like the chairs in this, so I've got a feeling if I was to put that on there and take it off of the ceiling, I'd like it. And I quite like this, but there may be enough for this page and this page with a part of that page on. So let's see if I can do some tearing here just to give myself a good idea of where it needs to be. Hopefully I'm in camera. If I'm not, I apologise. At the end of the day, it is only me tearing paper, so I think you know what I'm doing. So that's the width. Do I want to try and tear? I'm wondering whether I can sneakily tear it to absolutely fit over this whole thing. Let's see, where does that come to? It can come down further than that. A little further than that. This is me using guesstimation here, guys. That's that way. And let's come up this way. I don't know why I liked this. It was, I think it was in something like a home and country magazine or something that showed interiors of buildings, and I really, really liked this. It appealed to me. So let's come across here and take this piece off. Yeah, I think I'm going to have enough of these scraps to use on the other side. Now, where it's torn, please don't stick down already. I'm just going to use a little bit of distress ink just to take away that whiteness. I think that's okay. And then it's probably time to glue that down. So, I've been trying to go back through all of the comments on YouTube. If only just to acknowledge some of them. I fully understand I can't answer every single question every single time on every single comment. So if I agree with it or I like what you've said, I will pretty much just put a thumbs up or a little heart next to it. If I do have something to share, then I'll obviously comment on it. If it's anything that I think everyone else would like to be part of, I will then bring it up in the video when I film the following video. I may have got this wrong. I think it's Millicent. Millicent, I believe you are the lady who lives in Montana and you're not a million miles away from Gail. And Gail explained to me geographically where you are. So you're not a million miles away from her. Apparently, she lives in Helena. I think it's called Helena. Yeah, it is Helena. I keep wanting to say Saint Helena, but I don't think it is Saint Helena. I think it's just Helena. So there you go. I'm loving that. That's given me a really nice page. We'll have to trim that. I might need to trim that just fractionally in a little bit. So I've now got enough here to actually do something really nice there. I also have this that needs to come into the picture as well. So I do hope this lighting's not messing with me. As I said, I can't restart this. I'm sorry guys. Once I start this collage video, I have to go on with it. So let's hope the sun goes behind a cloud for a little bit, shall we? Not that I'm trying to get rid of the sun, but I think I need to have a little bit of a break from it while we're doing this. I'm just going to come across and take a little bit off the top of there. So as I said, I do like this, and I don't know why it appeals to me. I do like it though. If I put it up there, I can put a strip of something along there. I already plan to do something down the sides. So keep this bit. You never know when one of the, oh, what's on the back? Oh, light. You never know when the prompts are going to say you need something wooden. So that's one thing I'm really learning about these collage challenges, is it throws things at you. Yes, let's glue that piece down as well. So what else has gone on? We have had announcements here in Wales about the lifting of our lockdown restrictions. Not everyone is happy, but you know what? Everyone's not going to be happy on a regular basis, so I'm quite happy with some of the changes. It gives us some freedom, yet still considering the contagion rate and other people. I think we're doing it slowly, and I think we're doing it correctly. There's a bit of turmoil here because the supermarkets are actually allowed, or grocery stores are actually allowed to start selling non-essential items again. However, the smaller businesses and smaller shops are not yet able to open up those avenues. So there's a couple of ways of thinking about that. I think either you admit that the smaller shops means they have more staff, which means more staff would then be in work, which then means that you put more people at risk, or and also you think that the grocery stores already have their staff in there. It's just a matter of opening up an aisle. So I'm not sure how I agree, disagree, whatever. I agree with that. So it's food for thought. I'm just going to take that bit of whiteness away from the edge of that. So I don't know how I think about that. I think we all just need to be adults now and be responsible for our own health and safety, and actually just get on with life. Because I think we've been treading water far too long, and I, for one, am getting a bit sick with this dominating my life. So, end of speech from Ceri. So, right, I'm just going to tear this down ever so slightly, because I'm thinking I want to carry this design over to this side. So I'm going to tear this in a strip. I don't feel like I've got a lot of room today. I have no less room than normal, but for some reason I just feel a little more cramped today. Who knows why? I certainly don't. So there you go. I think if I put that down that side, I think I could take just a little more off that, to be honest. There you go. What else do I need to tell you? I can't remember whether in the last video or not I told you that yes, I will definitely be doing the 12 by 12 thing for you guys, where I'll choose a paper pad or a craft pad of a 12 by 12, and I will make something out of each of the pages, just showing how you can utilize an entire 12 by 12 pad. So that is in the offing. I just need to wait for my craft stores to open up so I can go and browse. Yes, I could order one online, but you know what? I don't want to order one online. I want to actually go in and pick it up and feel it and touch it and actually see what the quality is and what I can possibly do with all the pages and all of that stuff. But I think a lot of us are like that. I'm not I'm not someone who usually does a lot of shopping, because I'm just not that sort of person. However, even I think I need a little bit of retail shopping. So, right, I'm liking that. I'm liking the way that carries across. I'm looking at this and that needs correcting. I'm wondering whether it would be, I think it's overkill. I think we might have to take these pieces and put them in the parking lot for the moment, because otherwise the whole collage is going to be about them and I don't want it to be about them. This bothers me, but I knew it was going to bother me, so that's fine. But I've got other things that need to come in. I've got bits of typewriter text that need to come in. Let's see. That would actually fit across there. Let's just take some edges off this and see how much I actually need of this. Actually all the way over to that line, which is fine. So I hope you're all doing okay. I hope you're all surviving. I'm seeing lots and lots and lots and lots and lots of people are now having their vaccines, whether you agree or disagree with it. I mean, we all have, hopefully, the freedom of choice when it comes to that. I know some people, for medical reasons, can't have the vaccine. I'm hoping there's some scientist somewhere working on a way of actually supporting those people. Luckily enough, I've had my first vaccine shot. My sister has her first vaccine shot on Saturday, and then they've told us we have to wait 11 weeks for the next vaccine shot, the second one, purely because they said that they found that's actually the optimum time span to maximise the effectiveness of the vaccine. So who am I to question that? I'm so far away from being medical, it's scary. You wouldn't want me as a doctor, I can tell you. I'm very easily distracted. Like, oh, squirrel. So there you go. Okay, right, we've got that on there. I still think I'm going to put that lady's picture in there. I want to do something down here. There's things on here I now need to start thinking about as far as the prompts go. Now, I really did like this, and to me, this screams being there. Actually, it screams being there, to be honest. I was hoping not to lose the bottom. I might take the bottom of that off. Luckily enough, these two picture frames are lined up, so therefore I could make a reasonably clean cut. Okay, I'm all right about that being there. As I say in all of my videos, the blue pages you see me taking off, they go into a box, and then at the end of it all, I use them for reinforcing collage pages or making tags or journal cards or other pieces. I actually do things like I make fairy houses and stuff like that out of recycled products. So sometimes I'll make up a paper mache mix which I'll use. So I mean, they do get used, they don't get binned, they get used. So, and as you've seen, I tend to use a lot of magazine clippings and stuff I do. Again, that's my way of recycling. I can't see whether that's straight or not. Isn't that weird? I actually do all of my filming through my YouTube, through my iPad, so I don't always see what you guys are seeing perfectly well. So it's a little bit of surprise for me sometimes when I watch the video back before I post it, but hopefully you can see everything okay, and hopefully that's straight. So let's address the woman or the photograph of the picture. Now, I'm quite happy with the tiger, but the tiger to me is obviously too big, so he needs to go into the parking lot. I love these little ladies, but there's nothing on this page that actually screams water to me. So I think these two lovely ladies will need to go into the parking lot as well, or into the paddling pool. I've always thought she would look good there. Obviously she needs to be trimmed down a bit, so let's do a little bit of tearing to take away certain elements of this. It's a pity because I actually do like the cream border around this picture. So, but you know what, needs must. So let's take this down just a smidge off here. Let's see what else. I've been watching Rachel from Roxy Creations. I've been watching Gail Augustinelli. Crafty Cat, Amy from Crafty Cat USA. Lots and lots of fun collage work going on out there, really, and that's the tip of the iceberg of the ones I've been watching. I try not to watch a video of the week I haven't done yet if someone's posted before me, purely because I don't want to be influenced by it. Yeah, that'll be lovely. She can be a little surprise behind the door. So I like that. I can put that on there, that's not a problem. Do I want something behind her? I'm not sure I do. I seem to not have the geometric shapes I was planning on using from here, but to be honest with you, that's a square, a rectangle, that's a rectangle, that's a rectangle, that's a rectangle, these are all squares. I think I can get away with calling that geometric shapes. Even if you don't think I'm right, it's my collage and I'm doing it. So I think I'm going to put her down, whoever this lovely lady was. It was a magazine article, and I swear she was a famous artist in her heyday. I mean, the picture I saw of her, she was, let's say, a very mature lady. So I don't know whether it was celebrating her life or celebrating her death. Sorry, that's wrong. I shouldn't have said celebrating her death. Honouring her at her death is what it actually meant to me. Right, there you go. So she's behind there, a bit of a peekaboo moment. Okay, I must remember I can actually decorate the front of it. Oh, look at that. The lines there and there. I hadn't even thought about that. So, right, let me go through the prompts a minute. So I've got the photograph, geometric shapes. I'm calling the frames geometric shapes. Seeing through a window, lines, ticket stub, typewriter text. Everything is on there. Now I just need to decorate. So, right, there's a few things on here that I'm not overly happy with. I want something down here, definitely there. This looks like a bit of a blank spot to me as well. I'm thinking that looks a bit lost, that I actually do need to come in somewhere and add another piece of this somewhere. And actually that may not be a bad place to put it. Let's just tear this because I want this not to be a straight piece. That's something else I've noticed about my collage work is everything is very squared. And it's only looking back, I never realised everything was squared. Obviously, that's part of my OCD playing in there. But I do think it's quite interesting that I've learnt that about myself, that everything is squared off and there's not very many torn angles. So I'd quite like to do something about that. There you go. I should really have caught that on the edge. And the same down there. I'll just take the edge off that so it's not as white around. Right, I'm happier now because I've got balance there. Still want to address this. Not happy that I've got a white line down there, but that could end up as washy. It's not planned, but it could end up as washy. I like this green. I've got my little bits of furniture, which I actually do quite like the look of too. Furniture could come into play in this one. You know me for furniture. Little pieces dotted around. I'm not sure that this is too modern and too bright. And I think it is parking lot time. I liked that. Actually, it does work. I was thinking this didn't work because it looked a bit too African. But I actually don't mind the balance. So that's, what do I want that along there? I might put it along there because it sort of echoes that. Don't ask me, guys. Don't know what I'm thinking. It's just happening. Come on, please don't stick down. There you go. So if I put that on there, along the bottom there, use my little smoothing card to smooth that out. Right. Okay, I wonder whether... I don't know why I'm obsessed with cutting pieces of furniture out, but I do cut pieces of furniture out quite often. Right, so I've got this. Do I want to add this anywhere else? It looks a bit too contrived, I think, if I put this somewhere else. Having a thoughtful moment. I think I want to tear this bit down. I'd like, these look like two very separate pages at the moment. I'm thinking I want to take this over, and again I just want to get rid of the whiteness. try not to do too much distress ink on these spreads, but sometimes if it's a dark spread as this is, I do think it kind of merits it. Let's glue that one down. If I just add that in there, it's just a hint to the other side of the page. There you go. Now I'm looking at this, I'm thinking I need to do the same with here and add a little bit of this little picture. That's going into the parking lot. Let's see, what else do you need to know? I think it's as from next week I'm going to start filming ahead, because I do have the builders coming in, as I've told you, to help me with my creative area here, or the craft cave as I call it. It's an old bedroom that's part storage unit, and it's time it was actually made fit for the purpose of what I use it for, which is basically my creative area. So it's time. It's definitely time to do that. So that's what's coming up. But for the builders to actually be in this room, I obviously need to empty this room, and it's going to have to be emptied for probably a few weeks, because I'm going to have to empty it. It's going to have to be done by the builders, then it's going to have to have a carpet put into it, then I'm going to have to get furniture into it, and as you'll all appreciate, sorting your craft supplies out is not a quick task, so I'm going to have to sort all of the supplies out. I've had a few people say, will I share the end results with you all? Of course I will. I probably won't show you what it looked like at the moment, because you wouldn't like to see what's behind me. However, yes, I will share with you all what it becomes, because I think that would be a nice thing to do. I do see other people share their craft spaces, and I always think, oh, I'd never do that. But to be honest with you, it's going to be nice, because for those of you who are my subscribers, you are going to see this room a lot in the future, because not only am I going to do these overhead videos, I'm actually going to do face-to-face videos as well, and I'm going to try and do lives, and we're going to do some chats and Q&As and things like that. And well, that's the plans anyway. I mean, all best laid plans, and that's what I'm intending to do. And if you're going to be watching those in the future, then obviously you're going to see this room a lot from all different angles. So I might as well share it with you anyway, and it'll be exciting. It'll be exciting for me to share that. Okay, I like the addition of that green. I'm struggling because I've not got the 3 thing happening. But I have if I put it down there. Right, I think this tag is going to get a little bit of a bottom border to it. Although, to be honest, I think that means I just covered up the last of the geometric papers that I was using. So we might have to revisit that if I really feel I'm cheating by using picture frames. Right, I think you across there would look really, really nice. That might need just a tiny trim on the end. Just the tiniest little trim. There you go. So, okay, I've got 3 happy. That goes in the parking lot. So, right, let's have a look at this and see whether it's exciting enough, whether it's not exciting enough. We know we've got everything on there. We've got all of the prompts on there. The only one I don't see prominently is the geometric shape thing, but I actually think it's okay, because I do have things that are very squared and rectangular in here. When it closed, it does take on a very different look, and I think this is possibly where I want to add stuff into it. Now I could cut that down ever so slightly, because although I'm liking it, I think I want to make it a bit less. So if I come across there, come up there, that would make me happy. There you go, let's put that down there. It's amazing what these little tiny elements bring to a piece. I can't remember which spread it was. I've got a feeling it might be spread number 10. We did something that was brown once again, and there was one lady who commented that it looked like a library, and when I looked at it I was like, oh, that is definitely a library. Not my intent, just happened to become that way. Let's see, is there anything else on here that I like the look of? Now I did like this, and it did tie the green in slightly. Is it too much? Is it not too much? Again, see, procrastination will get me every time. I think 2 pieces of luggage in the corner is far enough for me. Let's take that up there. That's nice. I can sit that there. Or is it? I'm not sure now. I liked it, but then I don't like it. No, that looks a little bit contrived to me. That's going back in the parking lot. Red, now I picked up red because I knew it was going to tie in with that, but it only ties in with it when this is open. So I think we're again going to leave that in the parking lot. Now I've got this little piece here, which, if I cut the side off it, no, that's me being contrived again. So let's see, we've still got a bit of typewriter text. That's already on there. This was these fabric swatches, and to be honest, some of these actually do work. Actually, they work a little better than I thought they were going to work. Let me just see whether I can cut down the edges to be square. As I said, I want to cut them instead of tearing them, purely because I want them to be classed as geometric shapes, and for some reason I don't class things as geometric shapes when I tear them, so just a personal there. I was talking to someone, a friend of mine today too, and we were talking about when we're going to start travelling again, and where would we go first. Now, as you probably know by now, I'm a professional cake decorator and designer. I'm a demonstrator, I'm a judge. I do lots of stuff around the world basically. And obviously I haven't travelled for over a year now to any events because guess what? There have been no events. However, I think things are going to start opening up again around the world towards the end of the year. And there's one show that I'm beginning to like that there. There is one show at, where is it? I think it's Phoenix. Is it Phoenix? I can't remember. Called Creativation, which is a creative trade show that goes off each year. And I think it's been on my bucket list to go and visit that show for a long time. And I think if I don't go now, I will never go. I like that there. It sort of mirrors the tickets. I might have to put something on it, so, but maybe if I need to cut it down just ever so slightly. So that's on my list. And then there was a cake show in Austin, Texas that I go to every year called That Takes the Cake. Obviously it didn't happen last year. Or did it happen last year? Yeah, it did happen last year. Did I go last year? I can't remember. My mind is befuddled, people. It's one of the ones I usually go to. It seems weird that I fly to Texas for the weekend, but you know what? It used to be my job, so that's what I used to do. But yeah, so I think I'd like to go to that one to see all my friends too, because I haven't seen some of my friends for so long in the cake world, because of course the whole cake industry has just closed down. There isn't cake anymore, or if there is, it's certainly not what it used to be. So I'm just having a bit of a play at the moment. I'm thinking of adding that onto there, just because it ties across there. So yes, Austin, Texas would be a nice one to go to. I like Austin, Texas. And then we were thinking, well, where else would we be going, and when, and how, and I don't know. It's just, isn't it becoming weird? It's like I can't work out. There used to be a time when my diary was completely full. I was travelling all the time. I spent more time probably in the air than most of you guys. And I used to get really, really excited about the whole journey of things. But now I'm like, I'm very nervous. I mean, do I really want to put myself on a plane? Do I really want to be in an airport with thousands of people? Do I really want to go into that lifestyle again? And I don't know what the answer is, people. I really don't know. I mean, it's scary. It is very scary. I mean, I just don't know how we're going to move forward safely. Also, I'm asthmatic. I can't imagine me wearing a face mask for over 9 hours on a plane to meet with the compliance of the plane rules and regulations. I could probably wear a face visor, which is what I wear a lot lately, but I don't know. Could I do it is the question. I'm not sure I can. So I just want to put a little bit of something down there. I really am not sure I can. I will have had my vaccine shots, but they're talking about you won't be able to travel unless you've had your vaccine shots. So how is that going to affect everyone else who wants to travel? I mean, that's a pretty valid question in my mind. I mean, yes, yeah, you may want to travel, but are you going to be allowed to travel is the big question. So it's weird. It's a weird world. What else? In the news, I've heard nothing more about rioting in America. I did see something the other day about Australia having riots or some sort of protests against the restrictions. But then in the same breath, I'm seeing parts of Australia have opened up. I'm seeing theatres are working or supposedly working again. I mean, it's very hard because we're on a different side of the planet and we're having to believe what we're being told. I don't know whether it's true or not. I really don't know whether it's true or not. I mean, I'd like to think that somewhere on this planet we're getting back to normality. It gives us all hope that things will return to normal. I mean, it's like I was listening to Gail Augustinelli the other day, because every day I watch her video. It's my coffee break in the day, should we say. And Gail has started having her jabs, and she's very excited because it means she can actually do retreats again. She can go and do estate sales, and it's funny, simple things like going to Hobby Lobby or going to Michael's to actually shop for supplies. If you're there, Gail, get me some tickets, will you? No, joking, but it's a case of it's funny how the little things are becoming more and more important. Right, less chat, more work, Griffiths. So, okay, I think we're coming to the end of the spread. I'm looking at this thinking this needs a little something. I'm looking at this thinking this needs a little something, and potentially a little something down there. Now, I'm wondering whether I want to grab the washi tapes, because I know I've got some brown washi tapes, so I could use those. There's already a butterfly on this page, so if I put another one on, it wouldn't matter so much. I don't really want to put florals on this page because this doesn't really scream other than that floral to me. So bear with me. I want to have a quick look and see what we've got and where we've got it. We're just pulling in my ephemera folder here. I still haven't got round to doing it, guys. I know. I need to restock my ephemera folder. It's all there. Lots of it's fuzzy cut. I just haven't got round to it. Oh, I wonder whether I can put... Well, I think he looks great there. I wonder how his friend looks. No, he looks too big. I like him there. That was an unintentional. Let's see, I've got some glitter glue here. He's a bit thicker. Let's put some art glitter glue on the back of him just so that he sticks firmly down. I don't normally use a lot of art glitter glue, basically because I don't have a big supply of it, but when it comes to this, I think because it's a bit shiny and it's a bit heavy duty card, I'm going to. I've found that if I use Fabri-Tac or Fabri-Fix, as I think the one I use is called, if I stick it onto something glossy, it tends to come straight back off again once it's dry. It's a weird scenario. Let's just press that down. Okay, I like him there. That was a happy happy incident because he wasn't planned at all. Right, what else have I got in here? Yes, weird. Do I want birds? Do I want labels? What do I want? Oh, I like these. I've always liked this stamp. This is oh my good grief, what's it called? Maki stamps, M-A-K-I stamps. They're based in Germany. I like the colour of this. I think that's what's calling to me. I think I want, if I tear that down a bit, let's move that up a bit, guys, and just see if I can tear this down so it's just the mushrooms. If it's just the mushrooms, I might use it. I'm trying not to put too big of an element on here. So, let's just tear this. These were just stamped on spare strips of paper, you know, when you cut the edges off things or you have a strip left over. This is what I do with them. This was probably the edge of a book page, and I just stamped on it, and then I keep these and then I use them when I want to use them. I think that'll work perfectly in there. I do think it needs a little bit of ink. This whole page seems to be developing an inking obsession for me. So I think it's the brown thing again. Right, let's put the lid on it so it doesn't dry out. A clean one. I do have a clean one. Ooh, I think I'm running low on glue stick. You can always tell, you get that sort of scraping as you're spreading it on, you know you're coming to the end. Which way up is it? It's that way up. I think I want to put that right down there. Right, that's okay now. I still haven't cured that. I am wondering butterfly. I really am, but I have to catch myself sometimes, because sometimes I just reach for a butterfly. I just constantly reach for a butterfly. So let's pull some butterflies out anyway and see if we can find anything, because that'll be quite cute. I'm looking at the brown ones here because there's obviously lots of brown overtones here. That would work. It would work, but I don't like the white all the way around that one. I wonder whether the white is on the stamp, the label, or the, yes, it's very, very white. I wonder whether I can just knock that white back a bit. I could knock that back a bit. Let me just get a clean bit of paper and see whether I can knock that. I would not be happy if it's got a bright white line around it. So sometimes this helps, sometimes it doesn't help. Sometimes it just accentuates the problem. But as it's a brown butterfly to start with, no, I'm not liking that at all. So there you go, that's me being picky. I'm keep being drawn back to this one, to be honest. I quite like that. I think he's going to go on there. Wow, that was good. I peeled off first time. I'm just going to put a little bit of glue on the back of this, just in case over time this peels up, and he's going to pop straight in there. I think that's just enough for that little corner there. Still need to sort that out. There's a green one. I'm thinking that's beginning to look a bit butterfly overload, however. Although I don't mind that one. Isn't that funny? You say one thing and then the instant you say it, you contradict yourself and do what you were saying you weren't going to do in the first place. The only other one I've got is a black one, and I think that's too dominant for there. So, anything else in here that grabs me? I think I need to do a restock of butterflies. I think I'm due a really big Etsy shop because I'm running low on stuff. I think this collage challenge has actually taken the guts out of some of my stock. Excuse me a minute. Oh, bit of a cough. And I think I need to do a bit of a restock. Have to visit my favourites and see which stores I normally buy stuff from, but I need some butterflies. I think I need some more flowers. washi. I've got new washi arriving today because I ordered some last week. There were these 2 kits. I'll show you in the next video, if I remember to show you in the next video. So let's move that to one side. I'm still thinking I want a little strip of washi, and I'm still thinking a little bit of washi there, so bear with me. Right, we're back to the washies now. I do have brown type of washies. That's a bit too predictable. Sorry, that's a bit too predictable. There's no music on here. I don't want music to be added. There's ticket stubs on there. Not liking that. Let's have a look at the other one. Should I just be looking at plain ones is the question? Or am I being too complex with all of this? Right. I don't mind that. That's sort of... I'm a little bit hesitant about using shiny stuff. Like this has got gold in it, and I'm not really a shiny person. But I think that down there would look really nice. Right, we're doing it, people. We're going in, we're doing it. So let's just put a bit of glue on here, because you know I do not trust washi tape one iota. So there you go. So and put that right down the edge, because I don't like a white strip. And I'll trim the ends off in a second or two. I don't mind that there. That's actually quite cute. I'm wondering whether I want a little piece across here just to balance the design down a bit. So I've had a couple of people ask me or mention, oh Ceri, you balance stuff really well. You've got good colour combinations and stuff like that. Part of that is instinct. Part of it is just doing it. It's a lot of the time. The only way to get good at something is to do it. And if anyone's struggling with collage, just collage. Just keep going. And I mean, a lot of the time, well, not a lot of the time, as you've heard, I watch other people collage. I learn things the way they think. I learn to like or dislike what they like. I mean, I have a Pinterest account, and I will very often just maybe put collage blue or collage C, or I'll put the word collage in and see what actually comes up. And you'd be really pleasantly surprised with what comes up. Right, I'm liking that there, and there. It gives me balance. That little bit there is going to bug the holy heck out of me. So let's pull in the box so you can see what I'm looking at. I'd rather not go glittery this time. Is there any purple in there? No, there is pink, and there's pink there. I suppose I could pull a hint of pink in. I think pink might be the right solution. Let me just get the pink on the go. Pink, I must admit, is not one of my favourite colours. I don't use it very often. For no other reason than I just don't use it very often. Don't know why. Pink just never really features. Although saying that, if you look back through my collage or through my art, what you'll very often see, I've got pink flowers, pink roses, pink lines, and I think a lot of that is because the themes I'm sometimes working within dictate that the colour pink be used. And by that I mean things like, I don't like that bit, I've got that so not straight. Things like if I'm doing shabby chic or something along those lines, then pink is the obvious choice of colour. So it may not be the obvious choice of colour for me, but it's the obvious choice of colour for the theme. So I have to sort of kind of abide by that one. So, but yeah, pink is not a big one for me. I like red, I like blue, I like yellow. Just different anyway. Right, I'm still not 100% convinced by that, but I'm going to put a little bit more pink into this because I feel that I need something down here, and I think that this little strip in the middle of there might be just what I'm looking for. So just to tie these in, or tie them in if they were straight, Griffiths. Yeah, I recommend one day try doing stuff looking through an iPad. That's still not straight. Okay, maybe it's not meant to be there. Okay, we're just going to let that one be. My brain is telling me if it's fighting me, then it's not right. It shouldn't be there. Right. And I'm going to take that off there because it doesn't work for me. It keeps drawing my eye and I keep thinking, I don't like it, I don't like it, I don't like it, so don't do it. Right, I do need to bring something else in though, guys. I really, really want, I thought I had... Is the white too white, do you think? Well, it's going to be over black, not black brown. If I could find the end of the washi tape, people, we'd have a look. There it is. No, it's too white. Okay, I'm determined to get this finished, and I need something there. What have we cut off other things that we could use? Is it as simple as just using something like that? No, doesn't work for me. No. Yes, right, I just need to tear a really thin strip of this and add it down there. And tearing a thin strip of this could be easier said than done. So if I'm not in screen, I do apologise. I've just running out of space because I keep picking things up and just dumping them around me. If I can go all the way to the bottom without tearing it off, I'll be quite happy. There you go. Right. That bit will work for me. Let's put that over there. Clear the deck slightly. I think if that goes up as far as about there. Right. Shut you over. Right. This will be the end of this one. I'm not going to add words to this because I think there's way too much on this page as it is. It's quite a complex one. I don't think it needs words to define it. There's no words that came to mind when I was actually going through the stuff anyway. Right, let's clear the decks and have an actual look at this piece. So, right, a photo. We ended up with a photograph. There's the photograph. Geometric shapes. I'm going to call the squares geometric shapes. In here, we know under here there was geometric shapes, so I'm not feeling like I'm cheating. Just something stuck to that. Something you see through a window. You see a garden through this window, and I like the little hidden element of that. Lines, I've got lines here. I've got lines in the planking, lines here. There's lines here. There's actually lines here. Lines is well and truly ticked off. Ticket stub, I've got ticket stubs there. Typewriter text, got typewriter text there. Typewriter text there. I think we're finished. Interesting. It wasn't the way I was planning it to go, but then that's the joy of these things. They actually just go where they want. I am going to go around the edge and just vintage photo dust the edges of these because there's a few white bits that are really going to bug me. So hopefully you enjoyed that. It was a different one for me. Social media links as always. Love you to follow me, like me, share me. Put me in touch with your friends if you think they'd like to see this as well. That would be wonderful. Thank you. And it's me saying goodbye. That's Ceri the Crafter, C-E-R-I. And it's goodbye from me. See you next time, guys. Bye.